Have you ever wondered what really, truly gets us going at work? Well, today, we're going to try and crack that very code. We're diving into Victor Vroom's expectancy theory, which is just a fascinating way to understand what motivation is all about.
I want you to think about this for a second. What if motivation isn't just some mysterious feeling that comes and goes? What if you could actually break it down, understand it, almost like a formula you could solve? That's the really cool idea at the heart of Vroom's theory.
And here it is, the core of it all. Vroom said that motivation is basically the result of three things multiplied together: expectancy, instrumentality, and valence. This simple little equation is going to be our roadmap. It suggests that motivation isn't just some abstract thing. It's about the conscious choices we make based on what we think will happen.
Okay, so let's break it down and start with the first piece of that puzzle, the E, which stands for expectancy. You can think of this as the effort belief. It really all comes down to confidence.
To put it simply, expectancy is all about answering one question in your head. If I try hard, can I actually pull this off? It's that connection you see between putting in the effort and getting the job done. If you believe you can hit that target, well, your expectancy is high.
So what builds up this belief? I mean, it's not just about positive thinking. You get high expectancy when you have the right skills, when you have the right tools and resources, when the goals are super clear, and you've got the support you need to actually succeed. When all that's in place, your confidence just skyrockets.
This right here, this is the little voice inside your head when expectancy is high. It's that feeling of, yep, I got this. I know my hard work is going to pay off in my performance. Okay, let's move on to the next ingredient in our formula. We're on to the I, which stands for instrumentality. If expectancy was the effort belief, then this is the reward belief. It's all about trust.
So, you did it. You put in the effort and you performed really well. Now what? Well, instrumentality is your belief that the company is actually going to follow through on its end of the bargain. It's asking, if I hit my goal, will I really get that reward they promised? It's all about that link between your performance and the outcome.
And this belief is built on a foundation of fairness and consistency. You know, when reward systems are transparent, when leaders actually keep their promises, and when performance reviews feel fair, that's when employees start to trust that their work will be recognized. They need to see that clear, reliable path from doing a great job to getting rewarded for it.
And this just says it all, doesn't it? It's not the organization might reward me or maybe they will. It's a confident, certain will. That certainty is a massive, massive driver for motivation.
All right, so we've connected effort to performance, and we've connected performance to a reward. Now it's time for the final, and I think the most personal part of the equation, V for valence.
Valence is simply about how much you want the reward. It's the value, the importance you personally put on that potential outcome. Because let's be honest, a reward isn't very motivating if it's not something you actually want. This is where we see how different we all are.
I mean, think about it. For one person, a cash bonus is everything. For someone else, they couldn't care less about the money. They want the promotion, the new title, the recognition. And for another person, maybe the most valuable reward on earth is an extra week of vacation or just getting to work from home. There's no one-size-fits-all here. And that's the absolute heart of it. The reward has to matter to the individual. This quote just nails the essence of valence. If a reward doesn't connect with you on a personal level, it's just not going to have much motivational power.
So now let's put the whole thing together. When an employee believes, yes, I can do this task, that's high expectancy, and they trust I will be rewarded for it, high instrumentality, and they feel I really, really want that reward, high valence, well, that's the magic formula. That is how you get high motivation.
But here is the most crucial part of this entire theory. Because this is a multiplication formula, if any single one of those factors is zero, the whole thing completely collapses. Think about it. You can believe you can do the job and trust you'll get a reward, but if you don't care one bit about that reward, a big zero for valence, then your total motivation is also zero.
So, knowing all this, how can we actually put it into practice? Well, it turns out this theory is an absolutely fantastic toolkit for any leader or manager who wants to light a fire under their team. This chart lays it out so well. To boost expectancy, you give people training, you set clear goals they can actually reach. To ramp up instrumentality, you have to build trust with reward systems that are fair and transparent. And to strengthen valence, you've got to do the work of getting to know your people and offering rewards that are actually meaningful to them.
Okay, so what's the final verdict on Vroom's expectancy theory? Well, like any model that tries to explain people, it has some really powerful strengths, but also a few limitations. On the plus side, it's super practical, and its biggest strength is that it recognizes that we're all different. It's an amazing guide for designing better reward systems. But the flip side is that it kind of assumes we're all perfectly logical robots, and we all know that our emotions play a huge role in our choices. Plus, it can be really tricky to measure these feelings precisely or to personalize every single reward for every single person.
So if you boil it all down to one key takeaway, it's this. Real, sustainable motivation rests on three simple beliefs. First, I can do it. Second, I will be rewarded if I do it. And third, I actually want that reward.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to think about. When you reflect on your own motivation, whether it's at work, at the gym, anywhere in your life, which one of those three parts of the formula, expectancy, instrumentality, or valence, could use a little more of your attention right now? Thanks for tuning in.